What happens if you or one of your employees messes up at a client's office or a client's environment, especially if you're providing a white glove service? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs with sales training and marketing. Before I get into it, I do want to mention one quick thing. All of the stuff, all the good things, masterclasses, heroes, launch pads, the bee's knees, swipe files, all of that is down in the video description. I would highly recommend going and checking that out. I promise you there is tons and tons and tons of value there. And if you'd like to check out the other areas that we have, just go visit us online, growth-generators.com. You will find a ton of resources there. So let's dive into the video. So you or one of your employees, maybe you're a solopreneur or you have a team of people that messes up, and how do you actually go about resolving this? And this is something really important, especially with MSPs that are providing a white glove service, that over-the-top, incredible experience that a customer can actually expect. The first thing is we actually have to understand the impact of what is happening. Now, depending on how bad it is, there's going to be times where it is very, very bad, and you're like, oh my God, this is horrible. And there's going to be times where you're like, we messed up. First is you have to understand the impact of it, right? There's going to be some level of impact. The more catastrophic parts, rough. The less catastrophic ones, not so bad, right? But the first thing is you have to empathize with your employee or yourself and the customer, right? What is the damage that is currently happening? Now, I have had a ton of leadership experience in my life, super thankful for that. And this is things that I've had to deal with, especially in the fire department. You mess up, people could die. Okay, there's no way I could sugarcoat that one, but that is a real thing. That is something that really does happen, and you have to go into it with a full understanding and be empathetic of the thought process that actually happened. Now, how you go about that and the response that you give to the customer is vitally important. Obviously, you're going to want to apologize and figure out how to make it right. I can't give you the exact secret sauce because every single thing is different. I don't want to say you need to go fly them on a family vacation while you go take care of these things because it might not be that serious, but do what you think is right and go one step ahead of that. If you take down their environment for a couple hours, you probably really want to earn their trust back. You want to go above and beyond and then one step further. Maybe that's a night out or a nice dinner for the executive team at the company, something of that nature, and take it one step further. Get a car service for them. Something truly, truly incredible that shows your apology. If it's something, hey, we took down one computer for a little bit longer, usually just an apology, a sympathetic apology is going to be more than enough. You don't have to go crazy with it, but the crazier, the more damage that it causes, go a little crazy on that one. The second thing is you have to respond immediately, right? You're going to understand the impact, and that is going to be boiling in the back of your mind, but you have to build some kind of response strategy. If they take down the entire environment, first you got to acknowledge, then you got to communicate with the customer what's actually happening and what you know is going on in the environment, and then take responsibility, and then go about to resolve that issue, right? You have to acknowledge that things are happening, right? You have to communicate, depending on how bad it is. If it's really, really bad, communicate pretty often. If it's really not that big of a deal, a couple emails is probably going to be fine. This, gold. The more you can pick this up and let them know what's going on, the better. Even if it's not a crazy update, the customer, especially if it's a really bad thing, wants to know fairly often. And be empathetic of the employee. The employee probably didn't do it maliciously. Now, if it did, you have a whole nother can of worms coming up, and you're going to want to hit like on this video. You're going to want to subscribe to this channel, even if you don't have that happen, but I'm definitely going to be covering that in a future video. And hit that little notification bell if you'd like to find out more about how you can grow your MSP. But after you go through that, you want to resolve the issue. Depending on how bad it is, you might want to develop an action plan, something quick that you can start to execute immediately. Most of the time, it's usually not going to be that bad. Even if somebody messes up pretty badly, you could usually get them back fairly quickly. If it's something that's not that major, maybe a section of a company got taken down, you want to come up with an action plan or start to obviously resolve it quickly, but depending on how many people you have, you want to bring in additional manpower. You want to start to get more people to work on that. Now, there is the term, 9 women don't make a baby in 1 month. Certain times there is the case where, unfortunately, you just got to bite the bullet and burn the time out, whether that's one person working, because sometimes more hands are not going to actually help the situation. And be transparent. Tell the customer what actually happened and how you're going about resolving that. It is important that the customer knows that you are working on it. Yes, you caused the problem, but you're also working to fix it. Nobody, stop 1 second. Nobody, and I mean nobody on this planet is perfect. I don't care how good your standard operating procedures are. I don't care how good the employees are that you trained. I don't care how much you pay them to do a great job. There are always, I mean always, going to be things that go wrong. It's a part of life. I promise you, at some point in your life, things didn't go the way you wanted it. It's okay. People understand that other people are human. It's normal. You are going to have your butt in some hot water at some point or multiple points throughout your career. I promise you. And if you don't, please send me an email, leave a comment saying I've never messed up anything, because I would like to bring a notebook and learn everything I can from you. But that's normal to have happen. Don't think it is something out of the blue. Do you want to reduce the number of mess ups? Absolutely. But it is normal to do that. So while you go through, right, you want to build a quick action plan. How can we resolve this? Who do I need to get involved? And how can we get this done? Be transparent with the customer, what's happening on your end, what the environment currently looks like, or what is actually the extent of the damage or issue that is there, and try to go above and beyond in the extra mile. Like I said, you really want to try to make that customer feel like, hey, we really messed up. We're going to learn internally how we can not do that again. And we apologize. We're human. Again, I can't stress that enough. People put way too much stress on themselves. I mess up all the time. And guess what they are? Accidents and mistakes, and I try to learn from them. As Bob Ross once said, it's a happy accident. Yeah, in the moment, it's probably not going to be the most fun. I'd be lying to you if I said it was, but learn from them. You are doing your best, and your team is doing their best. Let them be. Now, after you resolve the issue, this is the uphill, right? You've diagnosed the issue, you've taken credibility for it, you've communicated with the client, you've put the action plan in place, and you're acting on it and getting the issue hopefully resolved, whatever that might be. We have to talk about the fourth most important thing. Prevention. That's really it. Prevention of future mistakes. It is imperative in the fire department. Every time we have a major drill, we have a fire, anything like that, we come back to the firehouse and we do a debrief. We sit down and figure out, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? And where can we improve? It's part of what we do. And it is something that I highly recommend you do at your MSP. Think about what actually went wrong. Your employees, you hired them because you thought that they were incredible in one way or another. You should have full trust in that employee. There is no need to scold somebody for making an accident. It's part of being a business owner. You want to figure out what actually caused the accident. You want to build and develop either standard operating procedures to prevent that, or you want to come up with some training and resources to help prevent that in the future. Obviously, once again, the more extreme it is, the more you might want to build around that. The less extreme it is, it could just be, hey, let's do a quick team meeting. This is what we did. This is what we did. This is what broke. This is how we fixed it. And does anybody else have suggestions? I love a little debrief after something happens. It's super valuable for you as the business owner. It's super valuable for the team. Maybe you're part of the team. Just get together. Great minds in one room discussing a problem, how it could have been avoided, is only going to be a good thing. And just try to prevent it in the future. Is it going to happen again? Possibly. We're all human. It happens. We make mistakes. It's part of being a business owner. Sometimes things are just not going to go your way, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And last but not least, you got to turn that mistake into an opportunity, right? It's a good opportunity to talk to clients. Clients also like to see how you act under pressure in a higher pressure environment. It might not be a big deal, but that client is grinding you down to see how you're going to act in the situation. You might not ever even realize that that's what they're doing, but it will actually help you build a stronger relationship when you mess something up. Think about it. When you're out with your friends and you do something horrendously embarrassing, or you slip and fall in front of everybody and it just feels weird, right? It's something that you all get to laugh at, make a memory about, and build a stronger relationship with. 99% of the time, it's going to build a stronger relationship between you and the customer, because the customer gets to see you at your worst and how you actually resolve it, how you're going to act as a leader, how your employees are going to follow your leadership. This is super important. Don't waste a catastrophe. It is a great opportunity to educate you and your team, and it's also a great opportunity to build a stronger relationship with the client. And also, find out from the client, what was the actual impact? I can almost guarantee you it's usually not as bad as you think it is. Let's just say you take down a 100-person company. It's 11 a.m., right? Everybody got there at 9. They're all logging their computers. You took down the network. Guess what? Everyone can go on lunch an hour early. There's plenty of resolutions for it. Hey, it happened at the end of the day. Maybe the company gets a little break. Maybe they all get to leave the office. I almost said leave the house. Leave the office a little early that day. You know that it's going to be down for a little while. Hey, we took the system down. It's 3 o'clock. If it's okay, maybe you let everybody go home early that day. You're going to have 99 really happy employees and one unhappy business owner that you're going to send to a nice steak dinner and have a limo pick up them and their significant other. Get creative with it. It doesn't have to be nearly as bad as you think it is, even if you're providing that super white glove approach. And also, it's not a bad idea. Maybe you don't want to advertise it as a full-blown case study, but maybe it's something to write about. Hey, this is what we did. This is what happened. This is how we resolved it. And that's what it's like to work with us. Yes, we are human. Things are going to happen. People love humility and knowing that things could potentially happen and mistakes are going to happen. They want to know the mistakes that you've made, how you acted in them, and how you were able to overcome them. That builds a tremendous amount of trust. Am I saying air out all of your dirty laundry? Absolutely not. But I'm sure that over the course of the years of you owning your business, something is going to happen that you can say, hey, we messed up. This is what happened. This is how we resolved it. And it ended up benefiting, boom, 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 boom. So that way it'll never happen again. Because when a customer spends money with you, they're just going off the fact that they think that you're the best candidate. They have no way to fully experience the quality of a white glove service that you are going to provide them. And that's really the most important thing. So when you're going out, trust me, unless they're down for a long period of time, it's never going to be as bad as you think it is. Try to provide an incredible experience, a white glove service. If you mess up, don't worry about it. It's okay. It happens. That is life. If you mess up on a white glove service, send them on a white glove service, a fancy dinner, an entertaining night, something to get their mind off of it as a sincere apology, something way above and beyond, depending on how bad it actually is. Learn from the mistakes, educate your team, build that action plan, build your standard operating procedures, train them, do a debrief. I promise you it's not going to be nearly as bad as you actually think it is. It almost never is. There are going to be the cases where it could be really bad. There's also going to be times when you may not have hit the like button yet, but you could. Appreciate you. There's always going to be outlying cases, but for the most part, people understand it. Appreciate you hitting the like button for that one. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell. That's all I got for you on this one. I promise you, it's not that bad. Be the leader you would love to have. Be the leader that your employees look up to, that guide them through the trenches that they are going to go through, being the employees, being in the MSP, working overnights, getting into the computer systems whenever you possibly need them. Truly be an incredible leader. You will have the best employees in the world. I love the heck out of you guys. As always, I will see you guys on the next video. Until then.